YouTube has more than one great tech reviewer. Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been way too long. Luckily, I am back though, finally. Finally, the Tech Guy has come back to Mobile Weekly. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all the latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you want me to answer your questions, then ask them in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Now, this is just a start, guys. Finally kicking back up, and it is insane. I have a half of a set built right now that looks really cool, I might add. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. But yeah, it's gonna be some really cool stuff going down. Finally back though, finally moved into my new place. It's been so long, guys. It's been crazy. It's been a while. It's been a while. But it's just so much. So thank you guys for tuning in. It's so good to be back. It's so good to be back. I have so much stuff to catch up on. I have one, two, three, four, five products on my desk right now that I have to get to this weekend and basically start publishing. Like, there's so much going on, including a huge video coming, I believe, at the end of next week for Newegg. You guys are going to get to see a smart home tour of all the new stuff I'm cooking up for the smart homes. So yeah, it's just a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff coming up. So thank you guys for sticking around. Sorry I had to make you guys wait so long. It was a traumatic experience, to say the least, with everything I had to deal with buying this house because of the previous tenant. But you know, I'm here now, and I'm going to make the most of it, and we are going to do some amazing stuff. So let's get started with some of the news, guys. And first up is something that we checked out at CES that I'm really interested in. So if you have been following me, and if you haven't already, guys, subscribe to Newegg Studios, because I do a lot of videos on there. I'm going to be doing more videos on there as well. But if you did check out some of the videos I posted earlier this week, there was a huge sale going on for Newegg. They were doing a gigabyte sale, so they gave a lot of discounts, 60% off on some products. It was crazy. More discounts might be coming tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. But the crazy part was that that the monitor that I am now using is a 40-inch 4K OLED display. It is from Oros, or basically Gigabyte's gamer brand, and it's insane. I'm gonna obviously be talking about it. I'll probably review it in a week or two once I get done with this table. But the one that I got this because it was over 50% off. It was $800, coming down from 16, and then I got a couple more discounts because I got an open box, all that kind of stuff. So it was really cool. But the creme de la creme, the best of all, was this one. I was kind of waiting for this one, but this was too good of a deal to pass up. If anything, maybe I could sell this for more than I bought it for, to be quite honest, because it was such a good deal. But this new monitor is the best monitor that will come out this year. It is a 55-inch ultra wide, and you can swivel it both ways. So you can have it extremely ultra wide, or you can have it vertical and just like stack three 27-inch monitors in front of you. So it's really cool, and the capabilities that it has. I'm really curious to see how much this is going to cost, though, because it's really crazy to see just how it'll be. I mean, it's going to support everything. It's going to be the best of the best. Like, there is no better monitor than this coming out this year. Again, I did cover it at Newegg's on their channel when I did it, and it's just so awesome, dude. Guys, it's beautiful in its way, and yeah, it really was so cool to see that you could stack displays, you can have multiple screens popping in, you can do all this kind of stuff for it. It was amazing. So very curious to see how that will turn out. I am so curious to see the price though, because this has to be over $2,000, which kind of sucks. Maybe wait for a Black Friday kind of sale, or what I'll do. But it is going to be released in the second half of this year, as soon as August. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. In Pixel news, we are getting a brighter screen, which is always good. So they are opting for a brighter screen. It's going to go up to 800 and 1000 nits. So a lot brighter for sure. And just really good that we're getting a brighter overall display with the Pixel. I haven't had any issues necessarily with how bright it was, but definitely one that I am very curious to see how it goes. So yeah. And with that, we are planning on getting a better processor, obviously, and a better tensor, but we don't know how much better it's going to really be. It's looking like it's going to stick to the higher processors the same, but then the middle processors will be slightly better. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But I'm very excited to see where Pixel develops their camera more than anything else, because that was the biggest thing that, the 7 did upgrade, but Samsung for sure caught up with their phones now. So I'm very curious when it comes to these two phones. I always call it the Note still, and the Pixel 7 Pro, the S22 Ultra, or the 7 Pro, the 6 Pro. I go back and forth on which ones I use now, which before I always used to use my Pixel for the thumbnails, but now I will say I've gone a little bit back and forth, so I'm very curious to see how it will go. But yeah, I'm very curious on the camera more than anything. Are you guys interested in the new Pixel? Or are you interested in maybe in the Pixel 6a? That's going to be the new budget phone to beat this year. Very curious how that's going to turn out. It comes out next month, so lots of stuff coming. Something else that's coming that I kind of was really disappointed in is the Nothing phone. So they're going back to the OnePlus roots, which obviously, oh god, what's his name? I forgot the guy who Carl Pei. So Carl Pei, is going back to the OnePlus roots of basically, oh, let's do a limited launch. And that was probably the worst thing about OnePlus in the beginning. Like, I hated that. Like, just like, oh, well, I want this phone, but I can't get it. And Nothing isn't planning on really going towards the US market either. They're really going for UK more so, and other countries basically, because they don't think they will sell in America. Now, they'll ship to America, but it's really a beta when it comes to America. So we'll see how it goes. I like the design. I thought it was cool. I thought it was different. And like if you do ringtone still, it basically will like light up on a specific kind of ringtone, and essentially the back of the phone is kind of like an LED in terms of basically having a light for your photos and also a notification for when your phone is down. So it's interesting to have, and you can have your phone say like light up red in the back when someone calls, and then maybe that would be for your boss, or maybe green would be for your wife or something like that. Like, so you can program some kind of cool things in it, but of course, like, you better get a clear case for it, because obviously if you have anything other than that, then it just kind of like defeats the purpose of obviously having that, because if you have a case on it, then you're not seeing any of the notifications. So yeah. And then finally, so Apple will be having still ProMotion relegated to their Pro series, and their regular iPhones will still have the 60 hertz. So this is going to be a 60 hertz display, and this is going to be a 120 hertz display. Now, what the person said about about Android in this article, though, doesn't make complete sense, because obviously Android does have on most of the higher end Androids, you get all the way down from 10 LTPO displays. So you get all the way down to 10 hertz, all the way up to 120. Not all Androids have it, granted, but I mean, if you're going with Samsung or some of the higher end ones like that, it'll have the same thing on them. But you are going to be relegated to only getting that kind of faster motion on the iPhone 14. It is kind of funny that they're not even giving 90 hertz on this one, but it's just saying that Apple's sticking with to separate the two at least, basically. And to be quite honest, as much as techies realize a faster refresh rate, which of course I do, I got a 144 hertz display in front of me. I don't think the average consumer still really notices it. So I think that most people getting the iPhone would be fine not having it. All right, guys, and now we are going to get to your questions. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. So yeah, get those questions in, guys. We have a lot. Hey, Rudy Can't Game, thank you so much for your super chat donation. One level up, I really do appreciate it. Could always use another life, you know. Your hair is back. My hair is bigger than ever. Yeah, my hair is just all over the place now. I was going to cut it as I typically do. I cut it for the summer every summer. And both my boss and my wife voted against it. So yeah, I cut it shorter on the side so that I wasn't dying in this heat. California has a big heat right now, at least in the LA area. Let me know, how's the weather where you guys are right now? Is it showing that it's summer, or is it nice and cool? Let me know in the comment section. But yeah, so definitely, yeah, longer hair for sure than I typically would have in the summer. That's for sure. Like 4 weeks, yes. I mean, really, I haven't had, like, I did one video up this week, which I filmed at Newegg Studios after hours. So yeah, so basically I have very little content that obviously has come out in the past 2 months, to be quite honest. Like, I had some live shows that, yeah, I would say it was about a month since I did my last one, and I just haven't had the full experience for you guys in so long, because for those of you who don't know, I packed up my studio 2 months ago when I was supposed to leave to my new house, and there was horrible delays. The guy wouldn't leave the house, and it just became this big, ridiculous, annoying thing. So yeah, all this kind of stuff happened. Definitely we'll see how everything goes from here on out, that I will create a lot more content. I got a lot of stuff to make up for. I got phones that I didn't even get to, like the A53 from Samsung. I got a Steam Deck. There's going to be some content on that. There's just so much that I have to share with you guys that I really am excited to do. Android Auto not working on my Note 9. Forced to upgrade to the S22 Ultra Green Edition. Really? That sucks, man. That hurts. You know, the Note was the last one, but you got the S22 Ultra, which really is the Note 20, 22, whatever you want to call it. It's the new Note. So yeah, I hopefully you like it and you pick the best color, of course. Missed you, Ricky. I was genuinely worried. Thank you, Trini honey. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. I missed so many of you guys. It was weird. It was weird not being on YouTube, my own YouTube. You know, I've been on Newegg stuff. If you've been watching their stuff, I've recorded so much for them. I record stuff for them pretty much every week on TikTok and other stuff. So I've been doing stuff outside of my own channel, but it's nothing like my channel. Like, I love being able to do something and having complete control, giving you guys the genuine thing, like being just me and telling you guys everything. It's just awesome. It's the connection. It's so cool, and I never take it for granted. All right. And thank you, Quiet Storm, for sharing some of the Rigsby content and some of the new recent Newegg videos. Yeah, if any of you guys are wanting to buy a dash cam, I did an entire buyer's guide for Newegg on dash cam. So that was a really cool video that I was very proud of. Traded in my Flip for the S22 Ultra. I think the Flip is cool. The battery was horrible. Totally understand that, man. I think, especially, I feel like you're more of a power user and obviously a gamer, right? So I definitely think that bigger battery is way better in that case scenario. So yeah, I understand the flip devices do not have the best batteries. It's one of the reasons why I don't know if I will get flip or fold this year. I'm leaning more towards the flip, to be honest, just to have a flip novelty kind of phone. But I'm still thinking about it. I haven't decided yet. We'll see when they come out. We'll see when they're announced. But I will say I'm just not that interested in the fold that won't have a S Pen built into it. Like, I want the S Pen, and if we're not getting it, it's just nothing that it's something that I really have grown to completely love with my S22 Ultra. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everybody drink responsibly. So yeah, let's see. Let's go back to where I was. Basic Tech. Hey Ricky, Samsung gave me back full price for my Galaxy Watch 4 that failed to fix the problem. Should I wait for the Watch 5 or reorder the 4 Classic? Any info on the Watch 5? I mean, you would have to wait for effectively... Okay, we're at the end of June. Wow, we're at the end of June already. That's crazy. So we're at the end of June. So July is when we'll start hearing about the announcement probably, and then August is when the announcement is. So my guess is the watch would be out at the end of August, beginning of September. Can you wait that long is the question. Because if they give you the full money back, hey, you know, you're going to have the full money back. That Galaxy Watch 4 Classic will probably be worth $200 on the trade-in if they keep it how they have been keeping it for the past years on pre-order for the Galaxy Watch 5. So keep that in mind. Like, you're probably going to get 200, maybe even 250, depending on what model you got. But that's probably what you're going to get for a trade-in. So you can either get that Watch 4 Classic now, and you know, you get still 200 on your trade-in most likely when the Watch 5 comes out, so that way you don't have to be without a watch for effectively 2 months. Or if you don't mind waiting, you can obviously get, if you're getting the full money back, I mean, then that's what, $350, $400. So effectively you can kind of double your money by waiting. So up to you. Maybe even get a used, like, you know, cheapy, like, find an old Gear S3 or something like that. Maybe you can hold you over, or the Galaxy Watch 1. Maybe something older on that side so that you can have a watch, but, you know, maybe pay $100 for it. And then you can probably trade it in for like $50 to $100 when the new one comes out. That would be probably the route I would go. I would get like an old watch, you know, get it off eBay or Letgo or one of those programs, and that should help you. Have you seen the iOS 16 beta? Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it, not in person. I do find it funny that, you know, everyone was kind of like talking about all this kind of stuff with iOS in terms of like, oh, the lock screen is so cool now. I mean, if you have had Samsung, you can do a video lock screen, which Apple still can't do. But not only that, you can customize it just as much as theirs, if not actually more. Really, you can put widgets, you can do all this kind of stuff with Good Lock, the app that I always tell you guys to get if you really want to use more of the ecosystem. So yeah, definitely something that I would take a look at. Nothing phone could be just be a cardboard box. That would be kind of hilarious. They should do that, and then the phone is like in a hidden compartment in the cardboard box. That's your sales strategy. You look like you lost some weight. I have. In the past month, we're doing another challenge at my job for weight loss, and I think I'm at probably 9 to 10 pounds lost for the month. So still got a little bit of ways to go. The guy who I'm competing against, he's younger and just killed it in the first week. He lost like 8 pounds. So I was like, luckily he kind of stagnated, so he's at 10 pounds. So it's going to be a finish line, kind of like who's going to do better kind of thing. But very excited to see how all of it goes down. But regardless, I'm getting healthier. As you guys know, my goal was to lose a total of, I think it was 40 pounds before my birthday. And I'm pretty sure since the beginning of last year, I have lost a total of 30 pounds at least, if not 35. So yeah, I'm almost there. September is my birthday, so just a little bit of ways to go. Um, it's kind of up and down weather wise in New York. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everybody drink. Let's see. 100 plus in Georgia. Oof, that's harsh, man. Um, I'm here in LA area too. It is really hot. It really is. Wife and boss said no haircut. Well, must be done then. I know, right? I get no vote. I mean, that's a 2/3 vote right there. And it's very hot. Sorry, just need to get a little bit more moisture in there. It's funny, my camera actually lost focus because of the mist. Um, Evening, Ricky. I'm rocking an S22 Ultra. Very happy. Would you get would you get the Fold 4 or stay here? I don't want to have a lower camera, and I say that knowing that the Fold 4 is going to have a better camera than the Fold 3. The Fold 4 is supposed to get the main camera of the S22 series, so it should be a 50 megapixel camera, being far better than their previous one. But I just, like, I don't want to go back to a lower quality camera. I really don't. Now, the flip side of that is I'm lucky enough to carry two phones, so I could go back to the Fold for productivity and then have my Pixel for all of my, camera taking needs. And it does work fairly well, but then there's my S Pen, and I don't want to lose my S Pen. I'm going to have to see. The Fold 4 is not going to have the S Pen built in. The question is can Samsung or accessory makers make a case good enough that the S Pen is very seamlessly connected in it? As much as the accessory videos that I did for the Fold 3, I often forgot my S Pen or left it, and it was always bumming me out when I needed it and it wasn't there. So yeah, it's just I don't know. Yep, definitely very warm 90s, a couple hundreds here and there. Yeah, for sure. Why can't I make a phone call on my Tab S8 Ultra using my mobile hotspot from my Fold 3 phone? Not using Wi-Fi, using 5G on the road in my car. So you have to do the I've done text messaging from the tablet recently, but I think in order to do the call stuff, you have to do. Haven't done it in a while. Yeah, so you have to go to. You have to go to this screen. So you have to go to this screen. Oops, sorry. There you go. Call and text from other devices. So basically what this will allow you to do is make phone calls and do that on other devices. So you have to set it up on your phone and on your tablet, and then once you do that, you should be able to. There should be no issue on why to be able to do it once you have set that up. But basically it's calling and texting from your phone still. It's using your phone to do it. So that is how it works. In the US, they do not allow tablets to also make a phone call by themselves directly. So you can get like WhatsApp to make a call. You can get like Google Hangouts. You can get Google Chat. You can get all these different things in order to make calls, but there is no default phone, even though if it is a 5G tablet, your tablet is actually made with a phone number. But carriers do not allow you to use that to call because they want you to get multiple devices. What computer are you using to stream and work on your videos? I am still currently using the same laptop that I've had for 2 years now, 3 years, 2 years. And that is oh god, what is it? A ninth gen? Ninth gen, I think, Core i7, RTX 2070 Super. So yeah, it's the MSI GE 66 Raider. So yeah, I've upgraded it for sure. I think I have a total of 3 terabytes of storage and 32 gigs of RAM. So yeah, that is definitely what I needed. I'm waiting right now to get a new laptop. The biggest thing that I want from a laptop is what's coming, and that is we are going to, by the end of the year, most likely. I'm not saying that I know for sure, but by the end of the year, we should be getting gaming laptops with a up to 240 watt power through Type C. That is what I want. Like, I just want one cable. I don't want this proprietary stuff that I had to get with my current MSI, where I literally had to find like a third-party manufacturer that could support and get me another proprietary, square proprietary plug that they use. I want to get a Type C charger on a gaming laptop that works even if it needed the 240 watts, and that is coming at the end of this year. USB Type C this year, or sorry, last year was they said that was coming, basically, that they now will have it certified up to 240 watts, which has never been done before. I don't think there's any laptop that still has it yet, but that's the one I'm waiting for sure. And we should get it by the end of the year, whether it be from AMD or Intel or whatever, but that's the one I'm really waiting for, that kind of laptop power. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. We're getting a lot of questions today, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Dashcam video available. Thank you so much, Quiet Storm, for pointing everyone to the videos. I really do appreciate it. Best fast wireless charger for the S22 Ultra. And what do you think of the camera cover cases? I don't like camera cover cases. Like, I always show the camera. Like, I don't like even, the folding cover cases, because of the fact that if it covers it up, basically it's just something that, like, it's in the way. I always need to be able to double press my home button and quickly take a photo. That's me. So definitely wouldn't do that. In terms of best wireless chargers for the Samsung, typically Samsung is going to give you the super fast wireless charging, so that's a good way to go. Actually, I have one in here. This one is probably the best one, but it's my triple charger. So this one it just says wireless charger, but I think it's wireless charger trio is how Samsung calls it. But you can charge 3 products here. So this is literally the one I take for every vacation with me. 1 phone, 2 phone, watch. Perfect lineup for me. This is a really good one, and it's probably the best one if you do have a Samsung watch as well as the phones, just because I literally charge my S22 Ultra, my Pixel, and my watch all in one. Very simple and easy to do. And let me get you guys a link for that one, just so you have it if you want to get it. But that is the best one, I would still say, you can get. Trio. And let's see what else you guys have while I am going to get that. Since it's been a while, thoughts on your iPhone going Type C. How would you think Apple will make up the loss of revenue? Oh, I mean, they, will always make up the revenue. They might have, Type C certified, connector kind of thing. I just dropped the wireless trio charger in the chat. So yeah, I mean, I think it's great. Obviously, I think that anyone that is a fan of one charger instead of all these ones, it's like I feel bad for my niece every time she comes over Everyone's always like, "Do you have a charger for her phone?" And I'm like, "I have wireless charging. She can use that, kind of thing." Like my house really isn't made for iPhone chargers. So yeah, it's a whole thing, but definitely, yeah, I'm so happy that Apple's getting forced to do Type C. So happy, really, just really love it. So yeah, that it's awesome, and it's better for consumers. Like I said, ever since I've hated their whole "oh, we're so much about the environment. We want to reduce e-waste." The lightning cable causes the single greatest amount of e-waste than any other product in the world. There's no other product in the world that causes more e-waste than the lightning connector, because you have to make it for one set of products, whereas every other electronics has used another cable. So as soon as they change over, guess what? There's going to be less e-waste in the world. And that is something that is great. And it's something that I just, it's awesome. It's so good for consumers. I miss the S Pen. I know you addressed this before, but man, I miss it. Yeah, no, it's something that I for sure miss. How do I pay in full for the Galaxy Watch 4? I event I want the 5 eventually, hopefully better battery. How do I pay in full? I mean, you pay it down if you just whatever your payment system is that you're currently paying for, you just pay it ahead of time, and that way you'll have it beforehand. Ricky, why don't you have more map apps? Oh, why don't we have more map apps? It seems like there's only two: Google Maps and Waze. Do you think cost is an issue? Yes, yes it is. But we don't actually. We have other map apps that are good, just no one uses them. Here apps, it's from Nokia, and it's a good navigation system. Those are there. Here apps. Then there's Bing Maps. Bing Maps exists from Microsoft. There's Apple Maps. It exists. Are they better? Heck no. They are everyone is so far behind Google, and the only one that was catching up to Google and exceeding them in some parts was Waze, and Google bought them. So yeah, no, it's a thing that, yeah, it's issue. Cost is an issue. That's why the only ones involved are companies like Nokia, like Microsoft, like Apple, that can kind of compete. But I mean, they're just so far behind that it's just not even close. It's not even close. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everybody drink. Oh wow, Apple has cool lock screen features. Yeah. On diet myself, eating mostly vegetables and meat. Hey man, that's a good way to go, dude. Just keep up the water intake too. I mean, being hydrated is for sure important. So yeah, it's for sure a lot to do. You look more slim, right? Thank you, man. Thank you. Um, only S22 Ultra, cause no CC strip play. Oh, I only hate my S22 Ultra because no credit card strip pay. Yeah, no MST. I used my 4-year-old watch a few times lately because the tap wasn't working. Yeah, man, it is something that for sure I miss at times. But yeah, I am just using my credit card most of the time now. I don't know. I've just kind of gotten used to it, and my credit card has a tap feature now too. So it's just, yeah. By the way, I ended up getting the Samsung QLED 60A for my TV. Awesome, dude. That's awesome. Got it open box. Got it right at the store. Great phone. Great TV. Only wish it was 120 hertz. Hey man, it's still an awesome TV. You got a QLED TV, so that's awesome. Congrats. Ricky, will you create more apps in the future? Loved your 51st day questions. Thank you so much. And yeah, I think it's time for our shameless plug for the week. 51st day questions. Let's see if this is running still. Yeah. Okay, so 51st day questions is the app that I created. If you haven't downloaded it, it's a really cool, fun little game. You get to go on a date with someone. You have to set up the date, but once you're on that date, you can actually ask them a question. They ask you a question. You find out if you're compatible, and if you are not compatible, this app will tell you for sure, 100% guaranteed. I don't guarantee it, but but yeah, so really cool. It's a fun little app. Go ahead and download it. Links are in the description. But yeah, 51st day questions. It's pretty fun. All right. But so to answer your questions, will I ever create another app? I literally have 50 more date questions ready to go, but the whole thing about that is just the time and the money to develop it. That's really what I don't have. But yeah, whoa, my hair is crazy. But yeah, so that's the main thing is like I just don't have the time to develop it right now. And also it has to be worth it. And there's been so many changes since I made my app that really I have to, have someone who knows apps really update it to all the current standards. So yeah, there's just a lot that I have to do, but is it a possibility? Yeah. Have I thought of other games at times? Yeah, but we'll have to wait and see. If have spare phones, could you start a giveaway? I don't have phones like that at the moment. Used to, but just don't have much. I kind of sold a lot of tech before I moved, so kind of restarting, refreshing, and things like that. So I mean, we're gonna get rid of this couch in a week or so. So like, there's definitely gonna be stuff that I'm changing over for sure. Okay. Um, do you think Microsoft will create a Watch OS? No, I don't know. I mean, it would be interesting for them to create a watch, but it's so competitive, and I don't think it's necessary. So no, I don't think so. Does Samsung Galaxy S28 really sync with the S9 Plus without using all the apps? I'm consistently deleting messages off of one and the other is missing. To be honest, I haven't used the back and forth. I don't use the calling and texting feature that is available on Samsung. So I don't know if it has bugs with possibly older models. That's definitely a possibility. The only thing I can tell you is keep updating everything that you get a chance to. Check the Galaxy App Store and make sure that all the apps are up to date there, as well as the Google Play Store, because most people will update the Google Play Store. That does not update your Samsung apps. So make sure to go to the Galaxy App Store and update all the built-in Samsung apps. Hopefully that helps out, but the thing that I can only tell you is if there's issues or bugs with Samsung's apps, try to always make sure you're on the latest updates. Samsung has kind of stopped updating chargers. Yeah, they haven't had a replacement for the Trio, for instance, for the last year or so. They have a Duo and they have a single one that they had, I think, the beginning of last year and didn't come out with like a mid-year one. So yeah, they're definitely changing it less often for sure. Ricky, do you think Microsoft is less innovative than Google or Apple? I don't see many products from Microsoft anymore. Um, I mean, their most innovative thing recently was the Surface Duo and what was supposed to be the Surface Trio. So, I mean, that was their most innovative thing in the last 2 years, for instance. But, like, I don't like the Surface Go. I think the Surface Studio laptop was really cool. The one that, like, flexed both ways. I thought that was a really cool concept, and I like the idea behind it. Cost way too much money. But that is one thing that Microsoft really does, I feel, overcharge for almost all of their hardware. Software, they've pretty much pulled back for the most part. It's subscription based, but very, affordable most of the time that you can get it. And most companies, like, if your job has an Outlook, just sign in. You can literally sign into Office 365 with your Outlook, and you have free Office. So, like, you don't have to pay for it. So that's a really cool thing that you have with them. So considering a long and arduous journey to getting your home, did the whole house hunt? I mean, miss the domicile scavengers not work? Um, I will be on a show in this fall or winter. I'll tell you guys more about it later. So yeah, I will be on TV. Yep. Apple only cares about Apple's money. Absolutely. That's for sure. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions left. Everybody drink. Let me go to a Propel this time. Need some more water. All right. Apple can always make a new desktop monitor stand that make up the cost. Yeah, like, oh, we're only charging $100 for the stand of this monitor this time instead of 1,000. Bargain. I think most new cash registers don't need MST anymore. I'm sure some do still do. Yeah, I think it depends on what part of the world you live in, and what's readily available. I mean, MST I think was really so far ahead of its time for a good 4 or 5 years. What? I'm just now joining the show late. Hey, Howard. Glad you can make it. You keep saying that Apple is a company that makes the most e-waste in the world, yet you never back it up with facts. Samsung Semiconductors division produces a lot more e-waste, common sense says. No, it doesn't. Not even close. You are ridiculously wrong when there are over billions and billions of Lightning products created every single year. What makes you think anyone creates that kind of e-waste? Like, who? You think Samsung's Semiconductors is creating e-waste compared to that? No. I'm sorry, no one is. Not TSMC, not Samsung, not LG, no one else in the world. Hell, oil companies arguably don't even do that much damage environmentally. Like, you really have to be sticking your head in sand if you think that the Lightning connector being made every year and stopping everyone from only having one connection and being able to use that one connector on everything they use is not creating the most e-waste in the world. Like, that's common sense. That is entirely common sense. You can't, like, I don't know what to tell you if you think that the Lightning connector for the past 10 years, basically, I think it's been about 10 years now, maybe not, they're 5-pin connector, I would say at least 5 years, if not 8 at this point. But ever since it's been made, ever since the world went over to Type-C on laptops, on tablets, on pretty much all modern electronics has a Type-C connector, the fact that Lightning is made for a company that sells anywhere between 100 million to 300 million phones a year, iPads with that many until recently when they finally went Type-C on even the lower models, that is causing more e-waste easily by far in every single accessory being made, which makes up more than 1 billion accessories every year. So yeah, you're not even close. No other company, not even close, not even anywhere near it. I notice you don't have memberships anymore. I still like to support. Thank you, Rudy. Yeah, man, I wasn't able to keep up with the membership perks, so I took it off. Like, I did take it off. But yeah, I'll see if I can bring something back. 10 years, I was right. It was 10 years. Lightning was introduced in 2012. Thank you so much for that. but yeah, so it really is something that is just it's something that I won't do unless I can really provide, obviously, a benefit to it. So let me figure that out, and we might try memberships again at some point. In the settings on using the tab to make the phone call requires both devices on the same Wi-Fi network. It works when I'm home on Wi-Fi, but it doesn't work when I'm on a hotspot or away. So you wouldn't be able to then use it on. That's really weird that it has to be on the same Wi-Fi and it's just not through Wi-Fi Direct. Wi-Fi Direct is basically using Wi-Fi technology, but not needing to be on a Wi-Fi. It's how Samsung wirelessly connects their TVs to their monitors, or sorry, reverse. This connects their phones to their TVs. That is the technology. It's Wi-Fi Direct. So yeah, it's that is interesting that it requires both to be on the same Wi-Fi. But if it does, your phone can't be the hotspot. So, for instance, for me to use my Tab S8 and my Note 22 Ultra, I would have to make this phone my hotspot, and then have this phone and my Tab S8 be on the same Wi-Fi if that is the parameters. You couldn't make this phone the hotspot because you can't log your phone can't be on the hotspot's Wi-Fi, so therefore it cannot be on the same Wi-Fi, if that makes sense. Also, considering Samsung sells a lot more phones than Apple, not to mention all of their consumer products that are not responsibly recycled. Okay, well, there's a whole issue with recycling, definitely. But Samsung uses Type C for every product they sell now. Earbuds, tablets, watches, all use Type C connectors. The watch, you can argue, oh, well, it has its own proprietary thing, but at the other end, it typically has a Type C connector for most of theirs, like this one. Hey, look, it's a wireless charger. Guess what plugs into it? A Type C. So yeah, Samsung does actually try in that aspect. They also are the biggest one with the most recyclable products in terms of packaging in the world. So all companies are trying to use the fluff of recycling, right? So all companies do that, and it's not always accurate in that sense too. So it's not always like, oh, they're definitely using, real hardcore. Like, they will always say what they do for the world. They'll always say what they do for recycling. They're not going to say what they're not doing. They're not going to do any of that. So, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Ricky, did you watch Stranger Things? Give us some TV shows or movies recommendations. No, man, I haven't watched many TV shows as of late. The two that I'm watching, one just finished, Obi-Wan. If you are a Star Wars fan, you don't have to watch the entire show, although the show is pretty good. But there, in the last episode of Obi-Wan, there is arguably the best lightsaber fight ever. Ever. Like, it is arguably one of the, if not the, but definitely like a top three. I don't think anyone would argue that it's not a top three fight. So that's something to go if you're a Star Wars fan and you weren't sure about the show. Watch the end episode. I'm sure they probably even have it like on YouTube, like cut, because there is like the annoying part is they didn't put it all together. You jump back to something else happening in the show, and I would just want that whole fight and nothing else. Just so amazing. So it was epic. The other one I'm watching is Miss Marvel right now. Other than that, there's not too many TV shows I've watched recently. Like a couple months ago, me and my wife finally finished the new Fresh Prince on Peacock. Yeah, nothing I can think of off the top of my head TV show wise. I never got into the Stranger Things. I watched like a recap of everything that happened. Seems kind of cool. I'm not 80s nostalgia. If it was maybe in the 90s, like I might have been more nostalgic for it. but 80s nostalgia doesn't really hit me. I was born in 1986, so I don't know if I just, 90s nostalgia really kicks it for me. Um, Movies. Lightyear was really good. I thought it was a kids movie. It was kind of what you thought and everything. But it's fun. It's a bit too long. But overall, good movie. So Lightyear was a good movie. Um, Jurassic Park Dominion was not a good movie. I wouldn't recommend that one. And I haven't seen Elvis. I might see that some point during the week with my daughter. I know she wants to see it. So, but yeah. And then Thor is coming, guys. And that one I'm definitely seeing. I got tickets for it, so got 10 tickets for it. I can't wait for Thor: Love and Thunder. That's one of my most anticipated ones for the year for sure. Do you use iPhone or Android? So I mainly use Android always, just because it's what I favor. I find iOS far too limited, and I'm nowhere in Apple's walled garden. So they never got me to keep me. I feel like if you start with iPhone, it's kind of hard to get out because you get stuck in there. But if you never started, it doesn't really matter. I do, however, get an iPhone every single year to test it out, to know everything about it, to really see how it works, how it compares, how it does everything. Because I feel like if you don't do both sides, then what right do you have to really criticize the other? So yeah. So yes, that's my explanation. Welcome back. I want to come back to Android. I'm a big fan, a big Note fan. The last Note was the Note 20. I'm stuck in Apple. Samsung, get me back hard next year. The S22 Ultra, man, is a Note. It really is. It has the S22 moniker, but everyone in the tech world just calls it a Note because it is one. It's really a Note for sure. I'm awful at tech, but I'm committed this year to learning more and becoming more familiar. Hey, K Slaughter, well, welcome to the channel, and I will definitely be one that I will try to teach you everything there is to know about tech. Just always ask, and like I said earlier in the show, I have a big two-part video coming for Newegg. So it's going to be one video on Newegg and one video on my channel, and it's going to be about all smart home stuff. So it'll be coming together really nicely, filming it this week. So very excited about that one. But yeah, always try to do different things. We got a projector over here. We got a smartphone. We got a gimbal. We have a really cool neck speaker thing for the PlayStation 5 that I'm super excited to try out. So yeah, lots of fun stuff coming. Lord of the Rings is coming on Amazon Prime, but the trailer was disappointing. They have spoiled it, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm curious about that show. I'll give it a watch. But yeah, I think that one and the Game of Thrones one is coming like right around my birthday, so I'm like, oh, cool, fun stuff to watch. But yeah, that's the main thing for sure. Are you doing an Amazon Prime sale again? I don't know if I can. I have to see. I don't know if I can. Obviously, I'm, working with Newegg a lot, so I don't know if I can do Prime Day deals. I will see on the specifics with that one, because obviously I have to be kind of careful. But I will say that one thing I probably will do is do that same thing for Newegg, because they have a fantastic sale basically to compete with Amazon, right? So lots of deals coming for that same 2 days. So yeah, we'll see if I can do both, but yeah, I'll have to see. All right. And I think that's everything, guys. Let's get in those last questions, but we'll call it a show shortly. Again, I have a lot to do. Still getting my studio pretty much dialed in right now. I love the new background. I hope you guys do too. It is fun, exciting, and I'm super psyched for it. So yeah, I can't wait to show you guys everything, to really crank out some videos this week. And yeah, I'm back, guys. So there'll be a lot of new stuff coming. And yeah, hopefully you stick along for the ride, and I'll do some really cool, fun stuff. Thank you guys always so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. if you can, before you head out, give me a like, thumbs up. It really does help the channel. And, you know, share all the videos that you see coming out this week, because I am nervous on what kind of views I will get. Being gone for so long, the algorithm is probably waiting to see how I do. So yeah, can't wait, guys. Thank you guys always so much for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.